Welcome to MiracleLife.net. Thousands have already experienced the miracle in their lives. The Miracle Life. Watch our success testimonials.
One day, 8 years ago, a violent bacterium attacked Shandy Schechter's brain. She resided in Kfar Chabad. She was then a mother of 7. She was rushed to a hospital and was then informed of the worst possible news. The doctor spoke to me, and I remember him asking me if I can see him. I answered, "Of course, please God. Just turn on the light, and then I'll be able to see you." The doctor answered that the light was already on. It then dawned on me that I was blind. For 3.5 months, Shandy Schechter couldn't see. The doctors were pessimistic. Shandy returned home to the difficult coping of raising her 7 children. And here is the most terrible part. I arrived home, and the children, happy, run to greet me. Mum is walking on her feet. Mum has returned home. They knew Mum was feeling very bad. And they all ran towards me, and I heard their first shout. "Why are you looking up? We are here!" I developed all kinds of personal methods to recognize them. I felt their earlobes. They run to me, and the first thing I do is hold their heads. One has a thick earlobe, and the other has a lobe flat against his head. I seldom made mistakes. During the first days, she wrote to the rabbi through Igrot HaKodesh. But this was the bottom line. I opened the letters at volume 14, and my husband read the rabbi's letter that concluded without any reference to any of my requests, but concluded with the words, "And he shall cure all, and through the sight of his eyes, he shall make wonders." At that moment, I knew that with the help of God, I'll see again. One Friday, a woman knocked on the door and offered Shandy a medical miraculous dollar bill she had received from the rabbi. Like all things that were from the rabbi, and after we had been talking about the exile, we believed this was an additional sign towards our own personal salvation. I told this to the children, and there was great joy. And the following morning, which of course was Saturday, at 6 a.m., my red-headed son was the first child at my side and asked if I could already see the freckles on his face. But that didn't happen. The moment itself occurred on a Shabbat morning while I was holding my little Mendy. At a certain moment, I was sitting and dreaming that I could see a clock in front of my eyes. I had dreamt many times that this would happen, and how this would happen. Mendy was on my lap and suddenly jumped off me and called, "Mommy, Mommy!" And I looked and saw a boy with long hair and with rows of teeth. And I said, "Who is this child?" The last time I saw my Mendy, he had one small curl and a tooth or two. I was in a state of shock. I awoke and saw the shoes I felt every morning. They had a protruding exterior seam. Yes, that's Mendy. And I looked, and I could see the second hand of the clock. And it is 11:40 on Shabbat noon. And then I realized I could see, and the miracle had occurred.